Every year I have kids that come in and say that they hate reading. And I say, okay, that's my challenge. The kids start out really very reticent to read, and then something switches in them and they find that one book that they love, and then they go chasing for more. And that's when I've won. I want my students to understand that reading is something that is not only going to elevate them, but it's also going to enchant them. It's going to console them. I want them to understand just how important reading is. I had a super happy childhood because my parents were extremely devoted to me. I am a first-generation college student, and so my parents really wanted to make sure that I was properly set up to be successful in college. It was never a question that I needed to dedicate myself to school. It was my job, and my parents did everything they could to support that. At Sidwell, I really enjoyed my classes. My passion for literature comes from watching Susan Banker truly enjoy herself in class and just sort of be immersed in the moment of us learning. I really felt very moved by that, and I keep that in my mind when I'm teaching in my classroom. Sidwell prepared me perfectly for Kenyon. So when I got there, I already knew how to engage in ways that were additive. Somewhere this idea just sort of like came to me that what if I were to teach this kind of stuff to students who wouldn't otherwise have the experience that I did? After I got my master's in education from Boston College, I immediately got a job with DC Public Schools. So I was teaching 4th grade at Truesdale Elementary School, and it was fabulous. By the time I got to Burroughs in 2008, I sort of found my stride, and it's really nice to be in a school where you have other teachers who have experience because you're able to sharpen each other. The reason why I wanted to become a teacher is because I wanted to help students learn to be critical thinkers. The teachers at Sidwell were masters at helping us to really delve into content in a way that we could make meaning. And I wanted to do that for my students. And so that's what I try to do every single day.
Now that I'm looking at this one, I think that she's just hiding away from her family.
I had been told originally that I was winning an award, but I didn't even consider for a second that it would be Teacher of the Year. It wasn't until they walked in with the press and the mayor. It was an honor to be recognized in that way. The kids were really proud of me. My husband, Mike, is the greatest. He's always been supportive of my career, and my father has been on every single field trip that I've ever taken. It's really interesting to see people that are so shocked to see students reading on the bus. And I also think that they're a little bit taken aback that they're Black and brown students. We read every day, every day. I think that we have to expect that kids will be great because that's the only way they will be. I deliberately chose to teach Black and brown students because I wanted to make sure that I was contributing as much as I could to giving them the opportunity to be successful in life. There are so many students that I've had who have really blown me away. I have students that are in law school. I have students that are teachers. I have students that are studying engineering. I have students that are artists. But I'm super proud of the fact that I was part of helping to shape them so that they could be productive and successful in the world. What are we learning about this character? I think the challenge that I find the most fulfilling is when I'm able to help a student hear their own voice. I just think that once you give students the opportunity to express themselves, then they start to see themselves as participants. And I think that builds self-esteem. And I think that makes them realize that the world is listening. When I first left graduate school, I thought I was going to be teaching for 3 or 4 years. And I told myself that I would stop teaching when it stopped being fun. And 22 years later, I'm still here, and I have no plans of changing anytime soon.